Is this a good idea or a bad idea to consider Rivers as head coach?
I react to how I immediately react when I hear an idea.
Yeah.
And this got me in a good way. So I think it's a very good idea to at least bring him in and talk to him. It's a very intriguing outside the box avenue to go down just to consider, just to see what he says. Because, yeah, I know it's just high school football, but remember, Phillip Rivers' father was a longtime high school head coach. So Phillip's got coaching in his blood. He played for his father in high school. Mm-hmm. And then for what it's worth, and it's worth a little bit, just a little bit, 5 years he's coached this little private Catholic school outside of Mobile, Alabama. For what that's worth, at least he's been the commanding officer. He knows what it feels like to run the show. And they've been pretty good. They're 44-16 over 5 years. The last 2 years they're 25-3. They did lose in the state semifinals the last 2 years. So to Aqib's point, no chip. I don't have a chip to show for this. But Phillip Rivers made 8 Pro Bowls and proved to me he was a pretty good leader of men because he was the leader of his football team.
He has that energy.
Right? And I always thought Phillip Rivers played more with his head than his talent, that he could see it, feel it, anticipate it, and get rid of it on time to the right place at the right time. And I like that translating into being a coach and also into just being a head coach. So I'm going to doubt that they're going to do this, but I appreciate the fact that they're thinking way outside the box. I suggested I'd make a run at Curt Cignetti because I think he's Vince Lombardi. You know, I think he's really, really good at what he does. That's what I would do. Aqib laughed at me. But you might as well just bring in Phillip and hear what he has to say because you might learn from him. You just might.
Might as well bring in everybody. Shit, we're bringing in Phillip. Shit.
Okay.
Bring in Lee.
Line Cody up. Line Lieb up. You know what I'm saying? Buck, shit.
Okay.
Chris Harris, Chris Harris,
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Let's interview everybody.
Yeah, interview me. How about that? Is that what you're saying?
Skip watch a lot of ball. Let's get
Skip, you'd be a good head coach.
I probably would, actually.
Skip been watching this shit for years.
Okay, but I hear Aqib laughing at Phillip Rivers being interviewed.
Man, listen, this team is right there. We talking about a team who's been to the divisional or the AFC chip for the last 6 years.
Yep.
They don't need a rookie little baby. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the teams who need a real general who's been doing this shit, who they can bring in and get them over that hump, man. Mm-hmm. This is not a new guy's job to me. Some guy need a fresh voice, a young guy. Let's get the morale right in the building. This team is right there. Yeah, they right there, man. They need somebody to come get them over the hump. I don't like it at all. I don't think that's the answer, man. That's my personal opinion. And maybe if he won the chip a few times in Alabama,
I knew you'd say that.
And maybe if he won the Super Bowl a couple times versus us, honestly, that Chargers offense was terribly simple to me. I loved playing the Chargers. We knew exactly what was coming. We knew all their checks. Painter. We knew it was a draw. It was like we knew they had the simplest shit in the world. So, man, listen, if that's the offense that he's going to bring, I don't like it, man. So it's no championship pedigree going into that building if Phillip go in there. That's why I don't like it. I think you bring some championship, bring in a guy who I won the chip before. I know what to do to get this team over the hump.
Yeah.
Or I had a dominant team in this league before. I know what to do to get this team over the hump. That's what kind of coach that the Bills need, in my opinion.
Okay, would Phillip Rivers be any riskier than Jesse Minter? Do you know enough about Jesse Minter to say, oh, that's a done deal? Like he's a slam dunk safe bet? Because I don't
like Jesse Minter he has coordinated and called plays versus top offenses in this league. You know what I'm saying? I could say he's done that. Phillip Rivers hasn't done that. He's been right there. He's coordinated a team to a national championship. Mm-hmm. Phillip Rivers hasn't done that. So for those two reasons, I'm going to go with Jesse Minter before I go with Phillip Rivers.
TJ?
I don't see nothing wrong with it, actually. And maybe my selfish player in me hoping I get a call one day off the couch. But nah, man, I mean, Phillip Rivers has spent his entire adult life in the NFL, whether it's calling plays, running plays, different coordinators, different head coaches. I'll take a Phillip Rivers over a mentor.
Yeah.
And that's just me because you've been in it. You've been part of those game plans. You've worked with multiple coordinators. You played the top defenses. For me, your experience is better than mentors who's been a quarterback coach here or a DB coach here. Now he a linebacker coach. Now he a D-line coach. You've been coaching all over, and now you're a D coordinator. So, that, Phillip is playing quarterback, all-pro, Pro Bowler, not a Super Bowl champ, but he's done mostly everything in this league from the player position. And we talk about ex-player empowerment, getting a lot of these players on coaching staff is in top positions. You look at Gerard Mayo, he got 1 year with no quarterback out the door.
He had a quarterback.
Who do you have? Matt?
Drake May. He had him sitting on the bench. Now, Mayo, my guy, but he told me personally, Drake May ain't ready yet. He ain't ready
Well, he
yet.
probably wasn't ready. He probably didn't have the team around him either. But what I'm saying is, I think at least, the interview is not crazy. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
Go in the interview, see, what he talking about, how he will operate, what kind of coaching, he's going to put forward. And shit, if he surprise you, you hire him. If he trash, then you don't. But at least you got to see what he's going to offer. So,
and look, I'm not saying that Phillip can't be a coach in our league. I'm not saying that. I think Phillip would make a good coach for a different team. I'm just saying for Buffalo, team who's right here, they like
I agree.
right at the hump. They just trying to get over that hump. I don't think Phillip is the guy for that job. I respect the shit out of Phillip, and I think he will make a great coach in the NFL one day. He will get a head coaching job in the NFL one day, even if it's not with Buffalo. He will be a head coach.
All right, that's fair.
I guarantee you that.
And I agree with that. I think, and to your point though, like I don't mind the interview either. But if you're bringing Phillip Rivers in and he keeps talking about men are having to call plays and all these things, I think Phillip would just come in to be a motivator and a leader because he knows how to lead men in a locker room. And then let my OC, who I can work with a little bit, call the plays, and then go hire a DC to handle all those things. I'm just going to be a leader. So I agree with Aqib saying that one day he will be a head coach. But I'm with you also. I think this is a huge risk. If you were to hire Phillip Rivers right now to go be the head coach in Buffalo, because they're still within that window for an opportunity to go win a Super Bowl. If it doesn't work out and you see regression immediately, then you are setting yourselves back, and that window might close quickly. So I think going in and hiring a head coach that's never been a coach before in this league, I don't think is the best decision they make. Now, if they wanted him to be on staff and maybe have more of a leadership role or coach the quarterbacks, coach the offense, be an OC maybe, learn how to call plays, I wouldn't mind that at all. I think he'd be a great person to have in the building and then eventually be a head coach because I think he would skyrocket up the ranks if he did want to coach because of his time spent in the NFL. But, I think right away, with it being Buffalo, it's just too big of a risk right now because of their Super Bowl.
I understand.
Yeah, that's agreeable. For sure.
What is Vrabel's greatest strength?
Experience.
Relate to players.
He's a leader of men who played the game at a high level.
I agree.
Right?
D'Amico Ryan, same way. Like those guys.
D'Amico is the same way.
Yeah, I agree.
Although D'Amico's really keyed in with I think he really coaches the defense hands-on.
Yeah.
Okay. Vrabel's just the commanding officer. He's just above it all.
But I guarantee you, Vrabel got his hands all in what we do up front on defense, how we blitz, how we rush. I guarantee you, Vrabel is he's right there with the D-line. He's almost the D-line coach. Yeah. I guarantee you.
Yeah. But I think Phillip eventually could become a Vrabel type of a leader of a football.
In the future. And that's what I think a lot of
he's
people
fiery like that. He definitely has a command over his offense, right? And then another thing, man, you can't be afraid to get on your coach's asses, right? A lot of these coaches, these young guys or whoever, timid guys. I was watching something with Bill Walsh and Mike Holmgren, and they were talking about how Bill Walsh wouldn't even talk to the player. He'd just get on the coach ass right in front of the player. And then the player would get his message through that and like, damn, I got to get coach up off my coach because at the end of the day, it's my fault. Yeah. So a lot of these coaches, I don't know if it's the age, the experience, or just the temperament, but sometimes you got to MF a motherfucker out. Yeah. Get on his ass in front of the players, another grown man, that's your coach, your assistant coach, and let the message be sent through that. You don't got to talk to every player about what he's doing.
I like that. You got to MF and MF out.
Got it.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. You got to MF. He's already in there.
If all it takes is for a guy to be a leader of men Well, shit, leave. I'm on my way to be a head coach too.
Hey, look.
Every
True.
night,
But
As soon as
we've
you
been
get
saying
that
that.
interview, that's what I'm saying. Get that
I've been the
interview.
leader on that team.
Okay.
Everyone.
Yeah.
That begs the question. As the coach of your kids' teams, have you ever won a chip?
Hell yeah, we went.
Hell yeah.
We went 13 deep because a lot of kids couldn't pay. We went 13 deep to a nationals.
Wow.
A nationals in Florida, Skip.
Did you
Scraped
win?
Everybody in Florida.
Did
Come
you
on, man.
win?
I won plenty chips.
You won plenty of chips?
Yeah, I got chips. We got chips. I'm by the trophy room. We got trophies.
I will say, Skip.
My young boys got trophies.
Hey, I've watched Akib's in the back room show me clips of his son, his nephew checking bender seams at their age versus too high,
playing ball,
which is unheard of at that age. I didn't even know what cover 2 was when I was their
ball.
age. They're checking. Hey, I'm crossing face up, and he showed me clips. It's unreal. He could.
Okay, well, I don't know how to validate whether he's actually won chips, but I'll take his word for it.
He just doesn't believe you at all anymore.
Put it next to mini league.
Yeah. All right, on the Phillip Rivers topic, I think I agree with you guys. He can be a head coach in the league, but this man's never even played in a chip. How are we going to be the guy to get the Bills over that?
He did play in an AFC Championship game.
Yeah, but he's never played in a Super Bowl. So that's what the Bills need. They're like, so that's a confusing decision for me. It's like, you need to get to the Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl. This isn't the guy who's going to get you over the hump.
All right.
But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the Bills owners.